Good morning. Jay Cleveland Payne here from The Conversation Project at thisistheconversationproject.com. And this is things you might not have heard for, that should be Tuesday, but because it is Tuesday, January the 18th, 2022. That's what happens when you spell check, go back and fix it and didn't fix it all. I am the guy who's going to give you some things to chat about when you go into work after celebrating your successful Martin Luther King Jr. birthday holiday. For those of you who took it as a day on, more or less as a chance to go in and do community service. Congratulations on that. For those of you who just took in the speeches and took in the news conferences, congratulations on that. More or less a regular day back to work. A lot of the schools, at least here where I am, going back to school in person. Many places dealing with that. So if you got to go back in and see people and talk to folks, here are 5 stories, actually 6, one that we hadn't even gotten a chance to rate yet, that might be interesting to chat with your friends. If you are a person who wants to help this thing out a simple way, we'll get more reasons around way. And like I said, as we change up the format, more or less stories equal more commercials, more ads like that. Go to buymeacoffee.com/J Cleveland Payne. Today we are sipping actual coffee. It's not good coffee, but it's coffee. And you can donate in coffee cups or in fettuccine, like my daughters eat, or ribs, whatever you think you want to give to me. There are ways you can donate a small amounts of money. It actually goes towards paying the bills and keeping things going on for this project and other projects I have under my umbrella of More Better Media. So thank you so much for all the contributors to the coffee clubs. And thank you so much for being here for this, whether you pop in live in this thing going on at 5:48 a.m. Central Time, or within the next couple hours of the day with things to talk about. Let's get into some of those things I picked out. These are the top 15 things, or from the top 15 things that we looked at overnight when our stories we posted on our social media. We'll explain that in just a bit. So you guys told us what were the most conversational things out there, and we chose things that were the more quirky ones that didn't quite make the national news, or maybe not so big headlines. First one, Free Britney movement turns to Nichelle Nichols case. BuzzFeed.news is, or BuzzFeedNews.com is the source for this. The sole news arm for BuzzFeed. And this is an interesting story. And this is a case of people reclaiming the resources that would have been wasted after a fight and putting in a new fight. Britney Spears famously released from her conservatorship a few weeks ago and is doing all sorts of weird Britney Spears stuff now that she's a free woman and all that stuff. So the Free Britney movement needs a little something to do because Britney is not free. And they're looking towards another person dealing with another seemingly bad conservatorship, that being Nichelle Nichols, the woman formerly and basically still known as Uhura from the original Star Wars series. Nichelle Nichols has been in, from what we can tell from the outside, fairly bad shape. She is she's getting older, and she's having issues with memory and health. And so all of her affairs are being taken care of by a conservatorship, which we now know aren't all that great. People are believing she's being abused. People believing that her money is being spent without her best interest in case. And so the people who did all the work, from all of the just people on the internet just sort of gramming about Britney all the time, to actual lawyers are digging into this new case to see what they can do for Nichelle Nichols and her conservatorship. So we're going to see how this one plays out fairly soon. We saw it took a while for Free Britney to turn into a thing, but now that it's a thing, maybe it'll be a bigger thing. Another story we're talking about today, Activision Blizzard pushes out dozens of employees over workplace misconduct. The Wall Street Journal is the source of that. So that means real-time news. Hopefully it also means great things for my stock price, because I bought Activision Blizzard a few weeks before they started having these serious issues with misconduct around the place. And they've been having serious issues with misconduct around the place for quite some time now. So let's not take us off the hook. One of the weirdest things about video game companies and video game culture is there's a lot of misogyny specifically, and racism also as well, inside of the culture of what's going on. It's a lot of super duper frat boy culture, if you will. And that's the cases that happened in Activision, where many of the top leaders allowed for a lot of bottom and middle folks to do bad things because they were kind of doing it themselves. About 30% of the staff has been released over the last couple of weeks because of workplace misconduct, as they say. We'll see what happens when things level off, when people fall in the line, and what of course, what actual games they actually produce to make folks money. Now, one way you can keep things going here for the Conversation Project and these, things you might not have heard of is to stop by our website. This is theconversationproject.com/Bear Mattress. And if you stop there, you get a chance to buy a Bear mattress. Now, what's so good about a Bear mattress? It's a beautiful mattress. It's a lovely mattress, and it's all the practical things that the mattress people do now that everyone else does. You don't have to go through schlepping around mattress stores, laying down and getting up, and laying down and getting up, because Bear Mattress will send you in a nice, pretty box a mattress. You open it up, and poof, it inflates. It turns into inflated. It expands, actually, doesn't inflate. It turns into a mattress that you will love, and they will give you 365 days to not love it, and they'll take it back if that's not the case. They have sheets, they have pillows, they have all the accoutrements you need for a good night's sleep. So start getting a better night's sleep right now, or at least when it gets here. Go to thisistheconversationproject.com Bear Mattress and get yourself a Bear mattress today. This is an affiliate link. We get a little piece of this one, so thank you so much for shopping at Bear Mattress. We sold quite a few Bear mattresses over the past couple of years. Our third story today: Chiefs beat down Steelers so badly that they ran out of touchdown fireworks during game. BroBible.com is a source of that one. BroBible giving us lots of great stuff. And this is what I'm going to expand on right now, because this is happening, or this headline came from the game happening on Sunday. Monday was yesterday, so we're talking about Monday stuff. And so here, the last night that they had also had one more game, the Cardinals and the Rams blowing out the Cardinals again. This was a very, very, very bad weekend of football, and it was supposed to be playoff football. Well, it was playoff football. What has happened was the owners and the players finally negotiated for extended weeks of football and extended playoff series. And so what happens? It's what happens when you let in another tier of people into a round of playoffs. That tier of people with worse records, barely making it into the playoffs, barely making the playoffs, make it to place, just basically stink the game up. The Steelers, oddly enough, everyone in the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, their quarterback who's probably going to retire after the season, was famously said after they made the playoffs, because some other team won, that knocked another team out and put them in there, actually an actual better team, if you will, said the Steelers have no business being in the playoffs, no business playing the Chiefs, and it's going to be a beatdown, which he said out front. Mike Tomlin, the coach of the Steelers, who, of course, has never had a losing season in his 15 years career as a head coach, said, it's a step-up game. People need to do their thing and see what happens. And early on, because it was such a sloppy game, it looked like the Steelers had a chance to stay with them. And then the Chiefs blew them out and ran out of fireworks. And that's how it happened. Our fourth story: Reddit failing to control hate speech on global forums. Time.com has this story, and you might want to go look this one up, because this one is an interesting thing. People are throwing all sorts of things at Facebook for allowing all this sort of weird side talk and hate speech on there, because the algorithm loves it. People want conflict, so conflict and bad things bring people in there, so they leave up so much stuff. Although they say they go through so many just total vile and just hateful things, it's really bad things. They leave us so much not quite as bad, but still pretty bad things, because it brings in clicks. The algorithm loves it, and you people, I'm one of you people, will click on things that are more provocative, and I will admit that to myself. Reddit doing the same thing. Reddit not taking down so much of the hate speech because people love it. It brings people to the forums, it brings people to the Reddit, it brings people on the internet. Reddit, one of the larger and longest lasting forums type sites out there in the world, still gets a lot of juice. A lot of people pull stuff from Reddit. A great source of knowledge, if you will, but also is a great source of garbage, if you will. Forces behind things at Reddit are basically being fingers being pointed at them and saying they're keeping up the bad stuff to keep up the business. This will probably not go anywhere, just like the Facebook stuff isn't going anywhere, but we shall see going forward. With a quick stop for a commercial break, that being to go to thisistheconversationproject.com/Zenny and get a great pair of glasses for low price. You can try them on You can return them if you want to, and you can just know that you're not spending too many extra pennies on what you need to take care of. Your eyes are extremely important, and because Zenni offers very affordable glasses and very great glasses, you can not have the excuse to not get that new pair of glasses. Did you just get that prescription, but you're trying to wait for some money in your HSA so you can go ahead and take care of that? Don't worry about it. You can pay for this out of your pocket. You can use your HSA if you want to, or you can just browse right now and see what you got going on. Lenses frames start at around $9.95. I have 3 pairs of $9.95 frames around my house, around my work, because they were so inexpensive, and I tend to lose my glasses because I'm usually not wearing them. So I have glasses there. I also have a pair of sunglasses that live in my car, so they're always there. I have sports glasses in my gym bag. You can take care of yourself very quickly and very inexpensively by going to this is a conversationproject.com/Zenni. This is also an affiliate link, so we get a little bit of affiliate income from this one, but they'll take good care of you, and so that they can also take care of us. One more story, and this is one that the history buffs are going to love, and some people are just going to groan because it brings up history. Anne Frank may have been betrayed by a Jewish notary. TheGuardian.com has this from a new book on Anne Frank. Yes, they're still writing books on Anne Frank. I mean, there's still plenty of history to know. You never know it all. And a new book is saying that they might know the source of the people who actually ratted out Anne Frank's family. We will see how this plays out, whether people pick up on this. Like I said, these are things you might not have heard of. This is one that popped up a few times on a few aggregators for a few days, but didn't seem to pop up any real national response to it. So we're giving you a little shot of it right now. I also want to give you a little shot of something we got coming up, posting in the next hour or so. This is the story. UTA drops Laura Logan after comments comparing Anthony Fauci to Joseph Mengele. So this happened a little while ago, a few weeks ago. And I believe I don't have the video of it, but it was sort of a going thing where she was going on shows and just kind of talking her talk and calling Dr. Anthony Fauci something akin to Dr. Joseph Mengele, one of the Nazi doctors who basically had the whole genocide and mutilation and stuff like that. Because of that, her representation has dropped her a few weeks back. We'll see if this is a story that you guys care to talk about throughout the day today, and if it comes up as a story listed tomorrow. As we said, we take the top 15 stories from your suggestions, and we will give them to you. So how do you get more info and more suggestions? Let's go ahead and go to that right now. We go to our website, which is thisisconversationproject.com. You can also, as we say there, help support us one way by going to buymeacoffee.com/JClevelandPayne. Buy me a coffee. Lovely, love the coffee. Facebook and Twitter. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/thisistheconversation and twitter.com/th_conversation. What happens when you follow us on those social media sites? We post a new news story every 15 minutes. And as that story posts into your feed, you can take a look at it. We suggest you read it because it's interesting. Also, engage with it more by liking it, loving it, hating it, sharing it, whatever the platform allows you to do. And the more engagement a story gets throughout the day, the higher a score it gets, if you will. And we put the Facebook and the Twitter into a spreadsheet that basically turns into weighs them evenly, gives us a score, and we get a score of stories to talk about. From there, we look at the top 15 stories, and we pick 5 of those that are pretty high, pretty conversational, but a little less mainstream, if you will, a little more quirky. So we try to go with that. So we give you stories that will mean a little something to you because you said they meant something, but didn't get mainstream media play. That is what we're going to do for that. That was the wrong button. So there you go. New technology, always fun. 8 things you might not have heard for Tuesday. Believe it or not, it's Tuesday, January the 18th. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne. Thank you so much for joining us for this recording. And join us tomorrow for 5-ish, 6-ish more stories that you might want to chat about with your friends as you reach out into the world. If you want to support us right there, of course, go to buymeacoffee.com/Jay Cleveland Payne. And of course, our website, our home for this thing, thisistheconversationproject.com.